Hello, everyone, and welcome to Marlins Daily, a brand new show here on the Fan Art Sports Network. I'm your host, Kurt Semder, as we are here for you, the Fish Faithful, to talk about everything Miami Marlins 5 days a week. Hopefully, you'll join us here as we take you through the Marlins season. And yes, I know, we're picking things up a little bit late. We're about a third of the way through the season, a year already in progress. But, that doesn't mean that there's not plenty to talk about. In fact, there's a lot to talk about with this Marlins team right now that is playing perhaps the best baseball in the entire league. So, it's a season in progress right now. So let's catch everybody up on how things have gone up until this point. The year started the same way most Marlins seasons seem to start, a very tough April, a very tough May. Things not looking very good for the team overall. The record spoke for itself as Miami kept finding themselves battling with the Mets and the Nationals towards the bottom of the National League East through the first 2 months of the season. But then something wonderful happened. The calendar turned to June, and like it always does here in South Florida, well, the fish heated up along with the weather. As things got very hot down here for both the residents here in South Florida and for the baseball team. Miami playing great here in June. Their record sitting at this point 18-6 in the month of June. That is the best in all of baseball, and the Marlins have been doing it with a little bit of everything. The offense has been producing with a lot of key hits and key moments. The pitching has been sensational, and we're going to talk about that in just a couple of minutes. And the defense has been stellar as well. And you put it all together, and you end up with some prolonged winning streaks that we've seen this month, some success both at home and away. And the Marlins are just playing excellent right now. You can't say too many bad things about what they've been able to do. One of the big things that has helped them has been playing well at home at Lone Depot Park this season, an 8-game winning streak earlier this month. And then, as of late, they've been very good and stellar, in fact, on the road, which is something we hadn't seen over the first 2 months of the season. In fact, as of right now, going back to look at the numbers, the Marlins were just 8-19 away from Lone Depot Park prior to June 1st. Now, here in June, they are 8-4 since. So they're doing very well on the road, and that's what you want to see from a team that's looking to contend. Now, the Marlins are coming off of a great weekend. They took 2 of 3 against the St. Louis Cardinals and another team that they will be competing with for one of those National League wild card spots. And they were able to win a variety of ways this weekend, and it was a kind of a microcosm of what things have looked like for the Marlins in this month of June. Let's start on Friday. And it was a 4-0 win behind one of the unsung heroes of the team so far this season, and that is Max Meyer. What a performance by Meyer this season. He has been absolutely sensational. He's been perfect, for lack of a better term. 9-0 this season. He moved to 9-0 with the win on Friday, and that actually ties the legendary Livan Hernandez for the best start in franchise history. Livan ended up reaching that mark in 1997. Many Marlins fans remember that season very well. Meyer in this game was simply cruising. He was just kept the Cardinals guessing with his off-speed pitches, and he was really doing very well. He ran into a little bit of trouble in the 7th inning. He ended up loading the bases, but got out of that jam, and had it not been for a 20 to 25 minute rain delay, he probably would have been able to continue in this game, but it didn't really matter. He was able to get the win. He got enough support from his offense. The Marlins scoring 2 runs in the 8th, 2 in the 9th. They had 8 hits in this game, and Meyer with 7 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, giving up just 2 hits. That is ace stuff right there, and it helped the Marlins to get a win and get off to a good start on this extended road trip that they are currently on. Saturday, things just continued for the Marlins. The offense was really the star of the show in this game. 13 hits in the game by the Fish. Xavier Edwards had 3 hits along with Javier Sanoa. He had 3 hits as well. Otto Lopez, Kyle Stowers joining in with 2 apiece. The Marlins scored 5 runs in this game, all 5 on RBI singles, and it was more than enough as the pitching staff was sensational. Again, Ryan Gusto and 4 other pitchers dominating the Cardinals in this one, leading to a 5-1 win, another win on the road, and the Marlins easily could have swept this series. But on yesterday, things did not exactly go according to plan, as that offense that was so sensational on Saturday just couldn't find a way to get it done on Sunday. They only had 4 hits in the game. Tyler Phillips, really good on the mound in this one, but just gave up that 1-2-run homer to Brian Torres earlier in the game. Was all that the Cardinals would need for a 2-1 win and to salvage a game in this series and keep the Marlins from getting the series sweep. But again, Miami had their chances in that game. They had their shots to get that key run across, but were not able to get it done in key situations, unlike the first 2 games of this series. Not going to happen every game, but nonetheless, Marlins in a good place and did not get blown out in any of these games, that's for sure, as they take 2 of 3 from the Cardinals. So once again, Miami on fire right now, right in the thick of things, not just for the wild card, but also for the National League East as they seek the first division title in franchise history. A ways to go before we get there, but so far so good for the Marlins as they make their way through the month of June, which only unfortunately for them has a couple of days left in it. We'll see if they can keep things going as they make their way towards July. Now, one of the reasons that the Marlins have been so good this month has been their starting pitching, and that's something we need to talk about because they have really been carried by their pitching, both starting pitching and bullpen-wise, and they've been able to really see their starters go deep into games, which has helped to kind of alleviate some of the need and the workload for the bullpen, and it's starting to really show with the results on the field. Just to go through their top of their rotation, you have Sandy Alcantara, who's been fantastic. He has been 5-0 this month. He has won every single one of his starts. He's got one more this month as he's going to try to go to 6-0 on the month. Max Meyer, as we mentioned before, still hasn't lost a game all season, and he's kept that going through the month of June. And they just got Yuri Perez back as well, so he's going to bolster the rotation as well. Tyler Phillips has been strong. So again, Miami's starting rotation, when you can put out a good pitcher, each and every day there, that really helps you and helps to build the confidence. And that confidence you're really starting to see in each starting pitcher, that the Marlins believe they can win each and every day. And if that's going to be the case, well, then they will be in good shape as we make our way into the dog days of summer. And we mentioned the bullpen there as well. John King has just been fantastic, an ERA under 1 in the month of June. He's just one of the many arms out of that bullpen that have been able to come in key situations and get the job done. It's all leading to a strong month, as we mentioned, for the Marlins. Now, the other part of this for the team is if the starting rotation can continue to be strong and can continue to be relied upon, well, then maybe you don't at the deadline need to go out and get a new starting pitcher. Maybe you can focus on the offense. Maybe you can focus on adding a big bat. And of course, there's been a lot of talk about whether or not the Marlins will be buyers or sellers at this deadline, and Sandy Alcantara's name once again coming up in trade rumors, wondering if he's even going to be on this team come the end of the season. But if the Marlins keep playing like this, I don't see any way you can trade him. It would be very difficult to justify trading one of your best pitchers if you're contending the way that they have been. And right now, I don't see how you'd be able to trade Sandy Alcantara, but if you... We'll see. We'll see what they end up doing here down the line. And that kind of brings me to what I want you, the Fish Faithful, to let me know about right now. And this is going to be our question of the week. I want you to comment on this video and let me know what you think. Should the Marlins be entertaining trade offers for a player like Sandy Alcantara? Should they be buyers or should they be sellers at the upcoming trade deadline? What should the Marlins do? Obviously, in the past, they've been, involved in fire sales, involved in trading away some of their best players. Should they go down that route again? Is this the time to kind of get some bigger players by trading away some of the stars that you've seen? Or is it finally time to really start building around this core and go for it? Should the Marlins be buyers or sellers at the deadline? That's the question of the week. I'll chime in with what I think towards the end of this week. But for now, I want to know what you think. So comment on the video below and let me know what you think this team should do. One of the things that we've seen from this team with their offense, they've been able to get those key hits and key moments, as I mentioned. Otto Lopez leads the league in batting right now. He leads the National League. He seems to get, 2, maybe 3 hits a game at this rate, and he's just been doing fantastic. Xavier Edwards has been a solid person in the lineup as well. His bat has been welcome this year. They seem to get on base, and then it's up to the guys behind them to bring them home. And for the most part, it seems like they're chipping away, and getting it done. The one thing that the Marlins lineup seems to be struggling with this year is home runs. They have just not had that big bopper in the middle of the lineup that you can really point to and say that's somebody who we've got to avoid having come up with runners on base. The team leader in home runs right now is Liam Hicks. He has 13 home runs. He's the only player on the team with double-digit home runs, and he's currently on the injured list. So you look at what happened this past weekend, and you look at a team that was able to win 2 games because of a lot of key hits, RBI singles, RBI doubles, that sort of thing. The team ended up with 21 hits in their 2 wins, 4 hits in the loss, but 21 hits in their 2 wins, 0 home runs. 0 home runs in either of those games. So a 4-0 win and a 5-1 win. The pitching carried the day. The offense got it done. But you saw on Sunday what happens when the team is unable to string together a couple of those hits to produce runs. That's why you need somebody in there who can just, with one swing of the bat, change a game. And I think that might be the kind of person that the Marlins need to be focusing on, perhaps adding come the deadline, depending on where they are looking to make additions in their depth chart. You know, there are certain players on the roster who you can point to and say they need to step it up. Kyle Stowers is one of those guys. I think right now they're playing him a lot at first base, and he seems to be trying to really, get accustomed to things over there on the defensive side of the ball. But he needs to really figure out what to do when it comes to his plate presence, starting to heat up this month. But again, if they can see a little bit more power from someone like him, I think it'll go a real long way to helping Miami get to where they want to go. And where they want to go next is going to be Colorado, as Miami will be taking on the Rockies in a 4-game series that begins on Monday. This is the kind of series that if you're going to be a real contender, you got to take advantage of. The Marlins are playing very well. The Rockies, with one of the worst records in the National League. You're going to a ballpark that we just mentioned. The Marlins are looking for home runs. You're going to be in Coors Field, notoriously known for giving up home runs. So this might be a chance for Miami to kind of discover that power surge that they've been missing. And if they can get that done here against the Rockies before they continue on their road trip, it would be very good to see them just keep building and building and continue to get better and improve as we make our way towards the All-Star break. Sandy Alcantara, as I mentioned, will be on the mound on Monday in the opener of this series, as he's going to be looking to improve to 6-0 on the month of June. Again, he's had a couple of starts where he's given up more runs than he probably would have liked, but the offense was able to bail him out. He's still a presence, though, out there on the mound, and that's what you want to have in your ace, and he's continuing to pitch like one, and that should be something that Marlins fans need to check out. Well, that's going to be it for here on Marlins Daily on the Fan Art Sports Network. Once again, I want to thank you all for being here. Fish Faithful, we're going to be bringing you everything Marlins all season long. A reminder to like and subscribe on this video so you get the Marlins Daily content each and every day, and you are staying here with us. Make sure you answer our question of the week once again, and leave those comments about what you think about the Marlins. I want to see them. I want to talk with you and see what you feel about how this team's doing. How do you feel about the Fish heating up at this time of the season? Do they have what it takes to make a run towards a championship, to make a run towards the playoffs, or just to make a run towards meaningful baseball in September and October? We're going to be bringing it to you each and every day, 5 days a week, right here on the Fan Art Sports Network. So be sure you tune in and stay here with us throughout the season. For now, though, I'm Kurt Semder. This has been Marlins Daily. I'll see you all tomorrow.